Which are the key issues cladding new job and pensions Registrar Esther McVeigh? For her early 3-year possession as a Secretary of Country at the Division for Job and Pensions, she was an ardent protector of politics, frequently shipped out by her alike Marshall Lugg, Ian Duncan Blacksmith, to protect contentious gain intermittent, such as the as-called dormitory taxation. She was frequently an efficient print singer at a period of declining levels of joblessness, she emerging to fight at times in detailed information of the short, consisting creature reprimanded by the UK statistic credibility for misquoting joblessness statistic. Her destruction at the 2015 general poll was a precious head skin for Labour, but she refundable to Parliament recent year, winner the secure Tory chair of Tatton, and has rapidly done it to office. Her critics say she frequently gave the experience how she didn't know the lives of gain claimants, and her problem may be to adjust her attitude to get such Tory MPs who are fastidious on several of the by the government's well-being policies to confidence and supporting her. The by the government is now in the medium of a concession above its comprehensive well-being changes. And shout in the fall above the way how claimants were wait characteristically 6 weeks out of cash, important several resorted to meal banks or bring down in lease delay and some debts, confident the Chancellor in his November budgeting to expend pound in and force to enhance how the gain is brought, changes how are now creature rolling of. But some challenges stay. The main concept of versatile letter of credit, you see, is how job should ever pay in, how human beings are ever superior off take a job or additional several hours rather than stay on benefits. Yet, in 2015, intermittent were done so how human beings will now miss more than of every lb they earn money rather than was initially designed, a limit tax bet of 63%. For several, the present gain framework will be a more stimulus to job rather than you see. Lot Conservative Party, consisting Esther McVeigh's ex-lug, Mr. Duncan Blacksmith, wish to see such intermittent reversed. Down there is perhaps no solitary team of gain claimants who sense more than upset at ongoing well-being changes rather than incapable human beings. At the cardiac of lot of their complaints is PIP, the gain entered by the Prudent-led coalition in 2013. He's intended to assist in the further expenses of residing in a invalidity or length-term public health state, that are measurable with a contentious evaluation how claimants exposed to define how lot their state affects which they can do. An freelance overview of the gain recent year found how down there was no social confidence in the justice and coherence of such decisions. An always growing quantity of decisions are creature appealed versus effectively, and the overview named for reforms of the benefits. Several campaigners wish to piece PIP completely. How's perhaps not departure to occur, but they say changes are necessary. For an growing quantity of human beings, creature in job is no much longer an insurance coverage politics versus creature impoverished. On to the Joseph Rowntree basis, more than rather than part of the 13.5 millionth human beings residing in poverty reduction in 2016 were in work households, a drawing house enlarged by above 1 millionth with 2010 to 11. A key motorist has been how individual segment rents include rising more rapid rather than revenue, but slight or no increases in gain levels include as well introduced. Millions of human beings in job trust on benefits, such as tax credits, habitation gain or more versatile letter of credit, to assist do ends encounter. How will a political figure whose sentence could so be job ever pays transactions in the testimony of increasing poverty reduction in work households? Critics say the major disease gain, the replace for inability gain, has so far unsuccessful to reach the by the government's goals. Invented by the Labour by the government in 2006, and eagerly engulfed by the coalition of 2010, campaigners say it is in frantic requirement of drastic changing. The suitability for work testing how claimants include to expose has furious several gain repatriates, who see the framework as creature intended to capture them of, to show they're not bad. Of the by the government's spot of type, the forecasted drop of 1 millionth less human beings pretending disease benefits hasn't happened, that therefore tool the billions of pounds they mind they'd rescue hasn't materialized each. On top of how, mistakes in driving human beings onto the new gain are potential to growth its price by £pound 500 meter. How will Ms. McVeigh understand the needle? One of the artistic achievements of the coalition by the government was to convince human beings to rescue more than for their resignation. But which has been completed so far has been the lightweight beat. Before currently, deposit rates include been little, both of personnel and patronage, promote a minimal of 1% of salaries to retirement utensils. But of the April, workers will include to threefold their contributions. Esther McVeigh's largest problem will be to convince human beings to do such greater contributions, at a period while incomes are squeezed. As far as the country retirement is worried, one of the at first questions she will person is if she plans to assist the as-called WASPy female, or female versus country retirement disparity. These are female unborn in the 1950s, who had been waiting to get a country retirement at the age of 60. Several of them complained they didn't aware on plans to latency their pensions before the age of 66. And later down there's the issue of financing the country retirement. A paper by the Government Insurance Division told domestic insurance coverage contributions will ultimately include to growth by 5%, or £1,000 per employee. But how's one she can put on the behind torch for currently?